Throughout the year of 2024, I am documenting my entire Magic playing life in this little black book, and here is what September gave us. So, September. It wasn't actually that busy of a month for me, but some big stuff did happen. Basically, I've not had a huge amount of time or money to get involved in trading card business. Well, the first week of September, for one thing, I was off back home in York at a wedding, so I didn't have any of my cards with me then, and yeah, I've just been kind of busy and poor for the rest of the month. But that being said, as I said, big stuff has happened. Namely, I have built 2 new decks in paper. I didn't buy any new cards for them. One of them was one that has been ordered for a while and locked in a mailbox. Yes, I built the Sad Tide, finally. And the other was something I constructed from the remains of an old Thantis the Warweaver deck, which frankly, it's just been sat on my desk for, months, if not years, and I wasn't doing anything with it. I had big plans for it. I wanted to turn it into this, Death Touch deck and all of this kind of stuff, and that never materialised. I was never too fussed about that idea, at least, especially with Thantis. That's kind of moved on to an Aveline de Compre. But yeah, I've built that now, and it's very, very interesting. See, it's less of a your standard forced combat deck that you get with Thantis, which, I mean, there is elements of that. I want people to fight, I want the game to go fast. But mainly it's just Jund Stompy. It's big stuff. I've got an Ilhag the Razeboar, and a Maha its Feathers Knight, an Artisan a Kozilek, all sorts of these big creatures which will just beat face. And it works surprisingly well. It's very fun. Definitely needs a few more tweaks. Thantis just gets removed like that, but hey ho. That is something that I do need to work on. And, well, as I said, the other one is the Sad Tide, my Brenard deck, which has finally been released from its mailbox prison. My ADHD ass finally got to that locksmith. And, well, I built it literally on the last day of September, so I can't really report that many results. I've only had 1 week of playing with it. But so far, I'll mainly get into this in the October one of these. But it's really good so far. I'm really enjoying it. And yeah, so despite having no cash and no time, 2 new decks. Fantastic. And now on to the real meat of this section, the games. I played 10 games this past month, and unlike August, where I had a surprisingly good win record, out of 10 games, I won 1. Yeah, it wasn't a great month for me, I have to admit. At least in terms of wins. A lot of these games were very fun. And partially, that is because in 3 of the 10 games, I played Thantis. She needs tweaks. She needs a lot more stuff. Turns out, people don't like having their board being forced to swing out repeatedly, which, rude. I just want the game to go fast. But yeah, even combat decks did not like having Thantis on field, which I was surprised about. I thought more people would be willing to protect her, but hey-ho. And yeah, so she's not great at the moment. Very fun, but not particularly strong. For something that's full of big creatures, quite fragile. And also the issue with Stompy decks of, big things, kill it! It's got that issue. But the other deck that I played quite a decent amount of, 3 games in fact, was my 6th Doctor and Barbara Wright deck. That is what inspired me to do the Barbara Wright review a few days ago. That is the only deck that won this month, and I mean, it's... I love that deck. It's so good. And, it's just fantastic being able to there's so many combos that you can do with Barb. I'm not going to go too far into it because that's what that last video was for, and people seem to like that. So well, hey, but yeah, the deck it performed admirably. Like there's not much more to say than that. It did lose 2 games, but it does sometimes struggle to get going. But when it gets going, it's an absolute steamroller. And yeah, the final thing I need to report is that I did, unfortunately, salt out of a game. Yeah, I rage quit after a game with my Omo deck did not go according to plan. People rightfully targeted Omo down, but repeatedly, and maybe a bit too much, and I got mad. So, yeah, I'm not proud of that one, but it is funny to look back on. And yeah, that is pretty much everything. Well, that is, of course, ignoring the things that have happened in the Commander Sphere, which, by the way, if anybody was involved in that, all the doxing and harassment and death threats, leave. You're not welcome here. Bugger off. But aside from that, yeah, that was my September. God, this is a long one for not doing much. Oh well, I like talking. What can I say?